Welcome back to AFT Dice Season 7. It is round 3. We've got Melbourne versus Richmond in round 3. That is a grand final rematch. And the match of the round is North Melbourne versus Port Adelaide. All right, let's go to the first game of round 3. It is Sydney Swans versus GWS Giants, the Battle of the Bridge. Let's go to the first quarter. And the first quarter's done. We've got Sydney. They've kicked 6 goals, 6-42 to GWS Giants, 1-4-10. Now the Giants are on the bottom of the ladder. They're going for their first win of the season. We've got GWS Giants. They kicked 5 goals, 3 to Sydney, 3 goals, 3 at half time. It is Sydney by 20 points, 63-43. Let's go to the third quarter. In the third quarter, Sydney have kicked 4 goals, 1 to GWS Giants, 2 goals, 1, and the Giants are down by 32 points. Let's go to the last quarter. In the last quarter, the Giants, they've kicked 6 goals, 6 to Sydney, 2 goals, 4. And in the end, Sydney have just got over the line by 6 points. Big quarter by the GWS Giants. Final scores, Sydney Swans 15-14, 104 to the Giants 14-14, 98. Sydney have won by 6 points. All right, let's go to the next game. It is match of the round. It's North Melbourne versus Port Adelaide at Marvel Stadium. We've got North Melbourne. They've kicked 6 goals, 2-38 to Port Adelaide, 5 goals, 4-34. 4 points the difference at quarter time. Let's go to second quarter. Second quarter, Port Adelaide, they've kicked 3 goals, 4 to North Melbourne, 1-4 in that second quarter. And Port Adelaide are 8 points up, 56-48. Let's go to the third quarter. And the third quarter, Port Adelaide, they've kicked away. They've kicked 2 goals, 2 to North Melbourne, 1-3. 13 points the difference at three-quarter time. North Melbourne are down at home. Let's go to the last quarter. And the last quarter, North Melbourne, they got over the line. They kicked 5 goals, 4 to Port Adelaide, 1-3. And in the end, North Melbourne have won by 12 points. What a comeback. North Melbourne, they've final scores 13-13, 91 to Port Adelaide, 11-13, 79. All right, let's go to the third game. It is Western Bulldogs versus West Coast Eagles at Marvel Stadium. We've got the Western Bulldogs. They kicked 5 goals, 2 to West Coast, 4 goals, 1. 7 points the difference to the Doggies. Second quarter, the Dogs have kicked 5 goals, 3 to West Coast, 3 goals, 5. And 17 points. Western Bulldogs are in front by at half time. Let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter, Bulldogs, they've kicked 6 goals, 3 to the West Coast Eagles, 5 goals, 4. 18 points the difference at three-quarter time. Bulldogs are in front at home. Let's go to the last quarter. In the last quarter, the West Coast, they've kicked 3 goals, 5 to the Dogs, 1 goal, 6. But in the end, Western Bulldogs have won by 11 points. Bulldogs, final score, 17-14, 116 to West Coast Eagles, 15-15, 105. All right, let's go to the next game. It is Fremantle versus Geelong at Optus Stadium. We've got Fremantle. They've kicked 3 goals, 3, 21 to the Cats, 2 goals, 4, 16. All right, so that's 5 points of difference. Fremantle's second quarter, very even. Cats won it by 2 points. They kicked 5 goals, 6 to the Dockers, 5 goals, 4. And at halftime, Fremantle are up by 3 points. Let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter, very even again. The Cats won it by 2 points. They've kicked 3 goals, 6 to the Dockers, 3 goals, 4. And at three-quarter time, it is 1 point the difference to the Dockers. Let's go to the last quarter. Let's see who wins. And in the end, Geelong had won by 14 points. They kicked 5 goals, 3 to the Dockers, 2 goals, 6 in that last quarter. Fremantle final scores 13-17, 95 to Geelong. Cats 15-19, 109. All right, let's go to the next game. It is Essendon versus St Kilda. First quarter, we've got Essendon. They've kicked 4 goals, 6 to St Kilda, 3 goals, 5. 7 points the difference at quarter time. Now let's go to the second quarter. And the second quarter's done. St Kilda have kicked 5 goals, 4 to Essendon, 2 goals, 1. And at halftime, St Kilda are up by 14 points, 57 to 43. Let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter Bombers, they've kicked 5 goals, 3 to St Kilda, 3 goals, 3. And at three-quarter time, St Kilda are up by 2 points, 78 to 76. Another nail-biter, last quarter. And the last quarter is done. Essendon, they've kicked 5 goals, 1 to St Kilda, 3 goals, 6. But in the end, Essendon have won by 5 points. They've lost some close ones in the first 2 games, but they've won this close one by 5 points. Essendon final score 16-11, 107 to St Kilda, 14-18, 102. All right, let's go to the next game. It is grand final rematch. Melbourne versus Richmond at the MCG. We've got Melbourne. They've kicked 5 goals, 5 to Richmond, 3 goals, 6. Melbourne are up by 11 points. Quarter time. Second quarter. Melbourne, they've kicked 6 goals, 6 to Richmond, 2 goals, 3. And Richmond are down by 38 points. Let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter, Richmond, they've kicked 3 goals, 1 to Melbourne, 1, 2. At three-quarter time, Melbourne are leading by 27 points. Let's go to last quarter. Last quarter, Richmond have kicked 4 goals, 3 to Melbourne, 2 goals, 1. But in the end, Melbourne have won by 13 points. A little bit different compared to the 77 points, the difference in the grand final. But Melbourne, final scores 14-14, 98 to Richmond, 12-13, 85. All right, let's go to the next game. It is Hawthorn versus Carlton at Marvel Stadium. First quarter, Hawthorn, they've kicked 5 goals, 6 to Carlton, 2 goals, 4. 20 points the difference at quarter time for Hawthorn. Second quarter, Hawthorn, they've kicked 5 goals, 2 to Carlton, 1 goal, 1. And 45 points the difference. Hawthorn are leading by at half time. Let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter, Hawthorn, they've kicked 2 goals, 4 to Carlton, 1 goal, 3. And at three-quarter time, Carlton are down by 52 points. Let's go to the last quarter. And the last quarter, Carlton have kicked 6 goals, 3 to Hawthorn, 1-4 in that last quarter. But in the end, Hawthorn have won by 23 points. Hawthorn 13-16, 94 to Carlton 10-11, 71. All right, next game. It is the Q Clash, Brisbane Lions versus Gold Coast Suns at the Gabba. First quarter is done. Gold Coast, they've kicked 4 goals, 5 to Brisbane, 2 goals, 3. Brisbane are down by 14 points. Let's go to this second quarter. Second quarter, Gold Coast, they've kicked 3 goals, 3 to Brisbane, 2 goals, 6. 17 points the difference at halftime. Gold Coast way, third quarter. Third quarter, Brisbane, they've kicked 6 goals, 1 after halftime to Gold Coast, 2 goals, 5. And at three-quarter time, Brisbane are up by 3 points. Go to the last quarter. And the last quarter, Brisbane have kicked 5 goals, 5 to Gold Coast, 3-5. In that second half, Brisbane have kicked 11 goals, 6 to Gold Coast, 5 goals, 10. So in the end, Brisbane have won by 15 points. Brisbane, final score 15-15, 105 to Gold Coast Suns, 12-18, 90. All right, let's go to the last game of the round. It's Adelaide Crows versus Collingwood at Adelaide Oval. First quarter, Collingwood, they've kicked 6 goals, 2 to Adelaide, 2 goals, 2. 24 points of difference at quarter time to Collingwood. Second quarter, Collingwood have kicked 5 goals, 1 to Adelaide, 4 goals, 2. 29 points of difference at half time to Collingwood. Third quarter, very even. Adelaide, they've won it by 3 points. They kick 6 goals, 5 to Collingwood, 6 goals, 2. 26 points the difference at 3/4 time. Let's go to the last quarter. Last quarter, Adelaide, they've kicked 4 goals, 4 to Collingwood, 3 goals, 6. But in the end, Collingwood have won by 22 points. Final scores, Adelaide Crows, 16-13, 109 to Collingwood, 20 goals, 11, 131. All right, that concludes round 3 for season 7. We've got two leaders at the moment. We've got North Melbourne on top, with Brisbane second, haven't lost a game. And then we've got Sydney, St Kilda rounding out the top 4. And then the remaining 4 teams in the 8 are Richmond, Collingwood, Melbourne, and the Bulldogs. And then down the bottom, we've got the GWS Giants, Fremantle, and Adelaide Crows that have not won a game as yet. All right, we've got Sydney is the number 1 offense team at the moment in the competition. We've got North Melbourne as the number 1 defense team. The match of the round in round 4 is Collingwood versus North Melbourne at the MCG. We'll see you for round 4 on Sunday, the 27th of October, 2024.